Sam Deadfield is gonna start the game for the Beavers as we play Bath City at home. So here we go. The Beavers have kicked off, and we'll run down the teams in a minute. Again, technical difficulties, apologies. And straight away, the ball's gone straight out for a throw. But yeah, anyway, the Hampton Richmond Borough team. There's only 2 changes from the other day. We have Zach Dronefield and David Fisher coming in for Jake Gray and Jack McKnight. As much, tiredness is the wrong word, but we've had a number of games in a few days. So those 2 players have come in. Jake's got a little bit of a tight hamstring, and that's why there's been a couple of changes made from a very good performance at Dartford again on Saturday. But I'm joined here by my co-commentator Bill Biss from Fotmob. Bill, back in the hot seat after a while out. But yeah, what are you looking forward to seeing tonight at the Beavers versus Bath?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first game this season. For I don't know why really, but it's been tough to get here. But thankfully I'm back here now, and excited to see how we're going to get on. How the Beavers are going to do.
Exactly.
I mean, 2 Yeovil. The other thing we should mention is that 2 Yeovil fans commentating on a Bath game.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is, quite controversial if you're a Bath fan.
Yeah.
We're trying not to be too biased.
Luckily for Bath City, they've got their own commentary, which they'll be listening on. And I know Mark Stillman's on there. Mark is a very good guy. I've said hello to him earlier on, but then they've also got a proper setup as well, and they were set up a lot more before us. But anyway, that's the way it goes. But yes, so the Bath City team, Ryan Clark in goal, Joe Ryan's number 2, Zach Delaney number 3, Alex Fletcher number 7, Cody Cook number 9, Tom Smith number 10, Elliot Freer number 11, Ben Seymour number 15, Callum Rowe 17, Jordan Dyer 18, and Dylan Kadji number 21, and managed by Jerry Gill. But yeah, the only 2 changes again, just to recap, we're 3 minutes in now. The only changes from the Beavers' great performance against Dartford the other day is David Fisher and Zach Dronfield come in for Jake Gray and Jack McKnight. Again, we've had a lot of games and a number of days, and it's no more than that. It's certainly not tactical or anything like that. It's refreshing. But anyway, Brandon Barsey with a great run down the right-hand side. Man of the match the other day against Dartford. Lays the ball to Sam Deadfield, who lays the ball towards David Fisher on the left-hand side. He's going to try and cut the ball across, but it's well cleared by the Bath City defender. And once straight away, we can see Brandon Barsey with typical creativity, excitement. He just gets you entertained and excited when he gets the ball. And he was brilliant in his first competitive game for the Beavers on Saturday. Made the National League Vanarama National League Team of the Week, rightly so. But a really exciting prospect we got on our hands, and he gets the ball in the centre midfield and does extremely well, but is fouled by the referee and already making a bright start. Bill, your first sight of Brandon Barsey?
Yeah, I mean, I need to know more about him. I mean, yeah, this is obviously a first chance to see him. Looks very bright so far. I think he could have carried on with the ball. He had the ball still then, but the ref called it back. And it's going to be a decent area to knock the ball into the box. Yeah, the Beavers probably in the just 5. Well, no, a bit more than that. Just inside their own half. Kyron Farrell, who returned recently, is playing in left back. He's going to swing the ball to the far side towards Dean Inman, who wins the header, heads it towards Tommy Block, who goes for goal, but it's a rather tame effort, unfortunately, for the Beavers, and it goes straight into the hands of Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark, one of the stalwarts of this Bath City team, and certainly a very, very capable keeper at this level. Lovely defending there from
Terrell Miller-Rodney did extremely well in the centre defensive midfield there. Bill, you're absolutely right. And he lays it off to David Fisher, who is fouled, and the referee gives a free kick to the Beavers, right in front of us, Kyron Farrell here. But what we are going to try and do as well tonight, this is on HRBFC Live, MixLR. We are going to try and do a Twitter Spaces as well. So there shouldn't be any difference because the 2 microphones will be, we've got 2 microphones, 1 for each. So if you are listening on MixLR, it won't affect your coverage so far, that's for sure. But let me. But yes, so I think the Beavers will be looking. They were 1 point behind Bath City in the table. They'll be looking to build on that good performance on Saturday. This time last week we were sat here and it wasn't a very good performance by the Beavers. That's a lovely touch, by the way, right hand side by Zach Robinson, who has really been a breath of fresh air in the forward line, in terms of work rate and holding the ball up. I think that's the most important thing. I was talking to Bill before the game, given it was his first game, and saying how well Zach Robinson has done, and he ran his socks off again on Saturday. He really was excellent on Saturday, and against some very good defenders as well. And again in Bath City, there's some good, solid defenders there that he's going to have to work very hard. But the youngsters come in and slotted in seamlessly, it has to be said. Terrell Miller-Rodney tries to find Zach Robinson on the right-hand side, but it's well cut out by the Bath City defender, and Bath City are now on the attack. But it looks like Dean Inman will mop up nicely, and he hits it out for a throw for Bath City. But we have played over 5 minutes gone. It's Hampton and Richmond 0, Bath City 0. Here at the Cleo Saul Beveree Stadium, and it has to be said, Bill, it's very cold, isn't it? Let's be honest.
It's cold. These seats, when we sat down on these seats, we should have definitely got in position about 15 minutes before, just to warm the seats up at least.
We did. We should have done. But yeah, it's like decent crowd, I think. To be fair, given the temperature, and also it's a full programme of games on tonight. So it's there's a lot of attention, and also the Beavers had a lot of games, and they've still got a couple more games to come in the next week or so. That sort of break we had for COVID and postponements, it all catches up in January. But it's a chance, I would say, for the Beavers to really kick on, and especially disappointment game last Tuesday. That's fine, but that was 1 of 4 games, and the Beavers have been better after that poor losing run and disappointing losing run for the Beavers. We certainly didn't do ourselves any justice in those games, shall we say, but we have looked more like the Gary, and certainly Saturday that was a Gary McCann team's performance. And yeah, there's been a lot of changes on and off, well, certainly on the pitch, so it's only right that it doesn't quite hit it. But anyway, Bath City on the attack. Number 21 goes for a goal there. Dylan Kadji had a shot from about all of 30 yards, Bill, but it was always going over and wide, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it set up well for him, but he didn't get hold of it properly. It went well wide. I must say that number 10 for Bath City, Tom Smith, is someone I've been looking out for the last couple of years. Loves to score a banger.
Wow.
So we'll see what he can do tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully he's not on that side of things. If you're a Beavers fan, and if you aren't a Beavers fan, you're probably listening to the Bath City radio coverage. Let's be brutally honest. So, yeah, if you've got any nous about you, because Mark and his team there, Bath City are a great example and a great football club at this level. That what they've done on and off the pitch is to be applauded. So we always enjoy Bath City at home. We always enjoy Bath City away as well, actually. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it this year, so and we did enjoy that one because we won 3-1, I think it was, in that game, and that sort of kick-started the Beavers' season until our losing run. But we're halfway through the season now, and the Beavers have got a real chance now. Certainly starting tonight, a big game on Saturday. Let's not worry about Saturday now. Let's get this out of the way first. But one game at a time, as Gary McCann keeps saying. But yeah, the ball's ping-ponging around. There's not been too much happening in the first 8 minutes of the game, really. A lot of teams both... Anyway, as I say that, Bath City swing the ball in, but it's well cleared by Dean Inman.
It's one of the mainstays of the team, old Dean Inman. When I was coming regularly 2 seasons ago, pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID, of course. Yes, exactly.
I commentated on a Beavers game, and obviously he was a mainstay then, and he still is now. He's looking quality at the back so far. Yeah,
he's done well actually, and it's important. If you are, Beavers fans, we have missed the leadership of the Luke Ruddicks and the Charlie Wassamers and the Sam Cox in recent weeks with the new changes. So, it is very much a case of changing things ever so slightly. But Dean Inman, Hampton, started off at Hampton, went and had a great career, and has been great. And has been, well, in my opinion, over the last 2 seasons, has been certainly in our top 3 players of the season. And yeah, he's just cleared it as well. And we've had numerous commentaries where I've been sat here and praised his heading and his defending prowess. But yeah, Karen Farron in front of us has come back into the side after Leo Hamblin from Woking found his spot on the left-hand side. And has to be said, Karen did extremely well against Dartford the other day. And he does offer something different going forward. He's clearly a talent when it comes to set pieces and swinging the ball in with his left foot, and the Beavers will be hoping that is the case this evening. So yeah, if you are just joining us, just under 10 minutes played. It's Hampton and Richmond 0, Bath City 0. We are also trialling tonight on Twitter Spaces. to see how that works and how we can go. Anyway, as I say, this Zach Robinson has had a great touch in the box, and he's well defended. That's a lovely touch. And one thing, I mentioned it earlier on. Zach Robinson has been great keeping the ball in the right end of the pitch, but also he's got some lovely feet, and we saw that there, Bill. But it was well snuffed out by Bath in the end. Yeah,
I mean, he plucked it out of the air there, but it took both centre backs, maybe the left back as well was involved in getting the ball back off him. He was just inside the area, maybe could have gone down for a penalty, but he didn't. He didn't,
and he's been fantastic, Zach Robinson, since he came in from AFC Wimbledon. He really has. And David Fisher, the AFC Wimbledon loan player as well, tries to find his teammate in the youth side there, but it didn't quite work. And Ryan Clark hits it long, and it looks like Bath City on the attack here, but it's mopped up superbly by Rui Donaldson. Rui Donaldson, predominantly a left-sided player, but Karen Fowler's lost the ball right in front there, and we won't worry about Rui Donaldson, but it's well recovered by Zach Dronfield on loan from Wealdstone, who has recovered the ball well there. Disappointing from Karen Farrell there, but excellent work from Rui Donaldson. And we have to remember as well that Rui Donaldson is not a centre defender by trade, but always,
he looked like he was definitely going to be second best to that ball, but he made the recovery.
He did. Brilliant. It was excellent. It was a long kick upfield from Ryan Clark trying to find it, but Rui Donaldson did superb. And Bath City with a throw in, and they've won a corner here from off the back of the throw, and we can't quite see it. It's in that. For those of you that know the Clio Saul Beveree Stadium, the press box is situated right at the front of the main stand, and there is a massive pole holding up the beautiful and traditional main stand. I'm not complaining, because it's a great stadium, and I love the Beveree. On a cold night like this, it still looks amazing. Anyway, Bath City with the corner, the ball swings in, it's headed back towards the near far post, but David Fisher clears well for the Beavers there, and the danger seems to be mopped up. But Bath City are looking to attack again. The only player in the Bath City half gets the ball, hits it long, but it's well mopped up there by Zach Dronfield, who's had a good start to proceedings. It's fair to say that his second spell so far for the Beavers hasn't been as impactful as the first, but his return to the side is a big chance for him to get back on track, so to speak, and he's already started very well this game, Zach Dronfield. Long ball forward from Tommy Block, the Woking loanee. But yes, you are listening to this on HRBFC Live, Radio Beaver as well, but also Twitter Spaces, so please do let my colleague James Reid, who's just to the left of me, know if there's any issues on either of the platforms, and we will try to rectify them. But we have the two mics in front of us. We will do our very best to call this game from here, from 12 and a half minutes in. I'm Seb White, the media director, Hampton Richmond. I'm joined by Bill Biss from FOTMob, our very, very good sponsors in their third season, in our centenary season. And it's much appreciated, and it's great to have Bill here. And hopefully we can see a Beavers win tonight. But so far, Bill, nearly 13 minutes gone.
Yeah.
Not too much has happened. Both teams seem to be cancelling each other out at the moment.
No clear-cut chances, but that's due to some pretty good defending from the Beavers' defence. I mean, very excited to see more from Brandon Barzy. I mean, he just wore one, took the ball straight in the face there, which led to a drop ball. But he's on the ball again now on the right, linking up with
Zach Robinson. Zach Robinson. We've mentioned it before. We'll mention it again. What a great impact he's made on loan, and that's not to do Jerome Salou a disservice, but it was just not seemed to be happening. Or Nico Muir as well, of course, who unfortunately is not available tonight due to personal reasons. So anyway, as I say, that Zach Robinson is chasing, and he's won the ball, and he's going to send the ball towards his AFC Wimbledon teammate David Fisher. And the ball's flashed across goal, but Tyrell Miller-Rodney's recovered it well, and Tyrell Miller-Rodney in that centre defensive midfield position is much better for the Beavers, it has to be said. He has played right back in recent weeks, but yeah, you really gain something with Tyrell there. And a captain, the longest serving player for the Beavers, Tyrell Miller-Rodney. And yeah, he's wearing that armband with pride, I know that. He's a lovely, lovely guy, Tyrell. And he's shown in the last few weeks he's relished having that captain's armband, and hopefully that can continue.
I mean, he was in and out of the side when I was coming 2 seasons ago. I think he was definitely playing right back at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And he's won, and there
position.
It's a nice ball to try and get Brandon Barzy chasing down the right hand side there in the Beavers in the Bath City half, should I say? Tyrone Rodney winning the ball again. He's getting a lot of touches of the ball. The centre midfielder is getting a lot of touches of the ball. And Bill, you won't know this because you obviously weren't here on a disappointing night against Braintree. But we're getting a lot more of the ball. Looking at Brandon Barzy again, beat 2 men there. Superb work from the young lad. Tommy Block sends the ball into the far post towards, and it looks like a free header. It was a free header for number 8, Sam Deadfield. And really, Bill, should he have done better there? Well, or we're being a bit harsh?
I think maybe a bit harsh. I mean, the ball was whipped in. He was the last man at the back post, but he was the extra man running into the box. Couldn't quite get over it. I don't think.
It was whipped in, and it was quite high, to be fair to him. But yeah,
I mean, was there another option to get it down? I don't know.
It's true. Again, Sam Deadfield back in the side tonight. He was excellent against Dartford the other day. He really was. It was the Sam Deadfield that we know and love, and he's had a disjointed season due to injury and that. And I just say that he's just won the header. Sam can do the spiky stuff and do the dirty stuff as well as setting things up. And he was really good against Dartford the other day. He had to come off just before the end to be replaced by Shane Dunn. He was also on the bench tonight. But yeah, it was pleasing to see Sam Deadfield back to what we know he can do. Disrupted season so far. But anyway, Bath City on the attack. And it's well controlled there by the number 15, Ben Seymour, the guy who was on loan at Yeovil Town. He's from Exeter City, I think, Bill. Yeah. He was signed. I think he was only signed yesterday, actually. So this is his Bath City debut. And the ball swings into the box, but it's well dealt with by Kyron Farrell, and it goes to a corner.
Yeah, I believe Ben Seymour claims that he was played out of position when he was on loan at Yeovil.
He was, yeah.
I saw his debut, I think, against Weymouth in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I believe. And he came on for the second half, did a lot of running.
Yeah.
Looked dangerous.
And
if we were playing him out of position, he's playing the same position today. So, we'll see what.
Which is exactly. But I think that's the second corner of the evening so far for them. The ball swings in. It's well headed clear by Zach Johnfield, and that is good to see because the Beavers, it has to be said, haven't found set pieces easy to deal with in recent weeks. But again, they regain the ball, but it's actually saying that Sam Deadfield's won a great tackle on the edge of the box, and Zach Robinson, the furthest man forward for the Beavers, sets up his AFC Wimbledon youth team player David Fisher, but it's just a bit too short pass towards Sam Deadfield on the right hand side, and it's cleared by Bath. I keep dropping in the David Fisher and Zach Robinson link with AFC Wimbledon, but it's something that we must remember because these guys have played football together at AFC Wimbledon a lot, and it's refreshing. You know, I'm sure they're going to enjoy playing with each other. Well, I hope they will enjoy playing with each other. This is the first time they've been further forward together in a league game. I think I might have got that wrong actually. I'm just trying to think. David Fisher's probably played. Yeah, is he? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we're trialling this on Twitter Spaces, so if you are listening to us on Twitter Spaces and you are enjoying it and you think it's worth listening to, please share, please retweet, just to let people know that we have got it on Twitter Spaces. But we're also on primarily MixLR via our Radio Beaver HRBFC Live. But we're just trying Twitter Spaces because, yeah, why not? Let's see if it works. And if it gets, even if a few people that wouldn't have listened to the game listening in, then hope you're enjoying it. And you can hear us okay because we've got this, it's all trialling and it's a very much technical side of things, but I think we've managed to work it all out. But yeah, do let us know, and do let James, my colleague, to the left of me, who's sat here. He's very cold. He's got his hands in his pockets, so yeah, he will. He will. Do let him know if anything's going wrong on either of the feeds tonight. But if it's 19 minutes gone, Hampton and Richmond 0, Bath City 0, and I think if you're a Hampton fan, you'd be pleased after last Tuesday that we haven't conceded. We've looked dangerous when we've gone forward. There's not been too much in the game, but we have looked more composed. We've started better, that's for sure, than we did last week. As I say, that commentator's curse, Rui Donaldson has just flung a free kick out for a throw-in.
Defensively speaking, definitely looking pretty solid at the back. Every time the ball's come in or over the top, they've managed to mop it up. Or Dean Inman's made an interception.
He has, hasn't he?
Haven't seen much out of the Bath strike force. Cody Cook, number 9, looks like he should be able to hold the ball up well, but again, haven't seen much of him yet.
So I'm going to hit 20 minutes in the next 10 seconds, or 30 seconds, should I say? 0-0 here, Beavers, at the Creosoul Beveree Stadium on a cold Tuesday night, but the Bev looks wonderful under these floodlights and the trees surrounding the ground. Anyone that's been to the Bev will know how good that can look. And if you haven't, then please come down, because there's plenty of games coming up and you will have a good time at the Bev. We've got we've got a new bar down the other end, the Thirsty Beaver to the left of us, Bertie's Burgers to the left, also to the left of us, and then down the right we've got our Beaver Bar. We've also got our maybe world famous. Anyway, Footy Scran last week, our tweet got the burger got retweeted on Footy Scran last week and spread the word. So come and try our burgers, and also come and enjoy the football. That's a lovely touch from Zach Robinson, and he set Sam Deadfield through on goal. He's going to go, and it just goes wide of the left-hand post. Deflection though, but that is right. Let's just recap there. And again, I sometimes get caught as a fan, but the long ball forward. Zach Robinson has taken a beautiful touch, found some space, laid it off to Sam Deadfield on the edge of the penalty box on the left-hand side. Sam's gone for goal, and it's a decent shot because it's had to be deflected to go wide. Bill, a very good, the first real chance of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Zach Robinson, again, he held off, he was, in one movement, was holding off his man and controlling the ball with his back to goal, put it straight across the box for Deadfield. I think Deadfield took a touch and maybe he should have gone first time.
Yeah, the ball swings in for a corner, and the edge of the box is the goal! Dean Inman, completely free. I would almost say he was on the goal line. The corner swung in lovely. Dean Inman, completely free. I mean, not a soul near him, was there, Bill? I
think he was the guy who was sent in to mark the goalkeeper. He took a stuck off the goalkeeper and nodded it in. No man on him at all. You think an experienced team, as good as Bath City are, they should have had a man on that. Marking in there.
I mean, we have had some defensive woes at set pieces in recent weeks, but well, the favour has been returned, shall we say? And it's a lovely corner. He's put the corner in the mixer, the corridor of uncertainty, the danger area, wherever he's put it. Dean Inman was there, free as a bird, and has headed the ball. And Beavers are 1-0 up. And on in the 22nd minute, Beavers 1-0.
And the ball wasn't even high in the air. I mean, he must have headed it below his waist.
It was
low waist height.
Yes, a very interesting. But anyway, the Beavers will take it any which way they come, and we've gone in the lead here. A nice ball though from Bath City as they look to make their way back in the game, and Kyron Farrell has dealt extremely well with a backward header, and Beavers clear. But Zach Robinson is really threatening up there. So Sam Deadfield as well. He lays it right towards Brandon Barzy, and this is a chance for the young man, the exciting young winger who's done. I say this, commentator's curse. He's put the ball out for a goal kick.
No.
But anyway, let's not hold it against Brandon Barzy. He's been excellent since he's come on and sub in the last couple of weeks.
So where has he come from?
So he was at Hamworth Villa, our very local rivals, not rivals, friends, I would say, down the road at Hamworth Villa. And he came in pre-season, and he certainly made enough of an impact to be signed. He found his way into the team a little bit sticky when we had a few more bodies, and he went on loan to Chesham and did extremely well there in the league below. And he came back, and he's had 2 substitute appearances. Started against Dartford, started again today, but it has to be. And he was in the team of the week on Saturday after the Dartford game, and rightly so. He's positive, he's exciting, and hopefully he can really kick on now. Now he's got his chance, and he's really taken it as well. The young lad, he's given credit where it's due. It's hard to just come in and make an impact, but he has done. And that is Zach Robinson winning the tackle in midfield. I'm running out of that's not superlative, but I'm running out of credit for Zach Robinson. He has been excellent in my opinion. The moment he's walked through the door in his first game, he hadn't even trained with the players and came in and ran his socks off. Didn't win every header, but he kept the ball. He made a nuisance, and he's done that continuously. But now it seems like things are starting to click in the final third a bit more as well with his teammates. And yeah, don't get me wrong. When I saw the news yesterday that AFC Wimbledon had Ollie Palmer signed from them from Wrexham signed Ollie Palmer. I got a bit concerned that Zach Robinson might get recalled, but we don't expect that to be the case at the moment. I'm glad because Zach Robinson has done extremely well. Hope you can still hear us because it looks like we might have a bit of a technical issue there. Maybe not. No, I think so. I think we're all right. Anyway, moving on. Thanks very much for joining us. We've got a very big listener here tonight. I don't mean that. I mean big in terms of stature and not in physical size. Jack Labar, our chairman, is one of the listeners here on MixLR.
Hello, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, hello, Mr. Chairman. Apologies, Jack. I didn't mean it like that. I like to talk. Anyway, let's move on to the football. Let's move on from that. Hampton and Richmond Borough with the corner. It's another corner. And let's have a look where Dean Inman is. He's on the edge of the box this time now. He's on the edge of the box. Was it the run he got before? And the ball swings. Oh, it's not. It's
very similar.
Very similar. Rui Donaldson on the edge of the box. Lays it back towards Sam Deadfield, who shoots. And he's curving away all the time. And it wasn't the worst shot in the world from the edge of the box. But yes, the Beavers don't quite score that time.
I mean, the standout for me so far is the Beavers tackling in midfield and breaking up everything.
They are actually.
Deadfield, Miller Rodney, even...
And John Field.
Yeah,
John
even
Field,
Zach Robinson. I mean, they're all putting a shift in at the moment.
Yeah, it's a much. It's hard not to compare where we were this time last week. We played extremely well against Dartford. We've had that really good game in between. But it is hard. We're under the lights. It's cold. We're at the Bev on Tuesday night. Similar to those we were this. And Zach Robinson's done extremely well again. Really good feet. I hate to use the cliche, but good feet for a big man. It's true, isn't it, Bill? It's your first time seeing him. You've seen it.
Yep, he's seen the flashes already. He looks like a player.
Bath City on the attack here now. And the ball swings in towards Tommy Block, who's going to clear it well, actually, the unknown player from... I'm getting told off for too many mentions of AFC Wimbledon. I forget that there was some history before my time. Apologies. Yes. And it's fair. I'm very much, I am new age, as they say, in terms of nouveau in terms of Hampton and Richmond background. But anyway, Tommy Block hits the ball long towards Zach Robinson. If you can hear us on Twitter, Twitter Spaces, do let us know, because we're hearing rumours that you maybe cannot. Hopefully you can. We have got everything set up and all the lights are flashing in the right place. But David, I can see you're all listening to us. Let us know if you can't hear us, or if you can and we're not loud enough or whatever. But anyway, you have joined. Well, let's get our mics off. Anyway, hope you can hear us. Yeah, on Twitter Spaces, we're having a few issues here, but hopefully you can hear us. It's 27 minutes gone now. Hampton and Richmond Borough 1, Bath City 0, and it's been a decent start from the Beavers, and they defended well. They've played well in midfield and created a couple of chances, but the goal that put the Beavers in the lead straight from the corner, and Dean Inman unmarked virtually on the goal line, heading home, having to duck down to head home. But it's 1-0 to the Beavers, and much appreciated if you are a Hampton and Richmond Borough persuasion, and I'm guessing you are, because if you aren't of Hampton Richmond Borough persuasion, you'll be listening to the excellent coverage that Bath City provide. And it has to be said, when we played Bath City away, when was it, a couple of months ago now, we just didn't bother doing commentary, because of sort of resources, but also Bath City radio coverage is so good, the best in the league, I would say, impartial and very detailed. But as I say this, Bath City have just got the ball on the edge of the right hand side. They're going to cross the ball in, and it's flashed across goal towards Ryan. It's well tackled and well defended by Kyron Farrell. David Fisher's done extremely well, the right winger there. Bill, David Fisher had to really work himself there to make sure that.
I mean, there was a couple of. I mean, he worked very hard to stop the initial ball coming in. When that didn't happen, he was there clearing up when the ball got recycled.
Well done, David Fisher, who's going to enjoy being back in the starting lineup today. He's come off the bench the last couple of games. Well, the last game, certainly, for Brandon Barsley. Tommy Block's going to wait for the ball to bounce, and he probably shouldn't have done there. And Bath City on the left-hand side now. Bath City coming back into this game here. Goes to the byline. It's well blocked from Tommy Block, who was hoping for one of those sort of double deflection, double ricochets, shall I say. But it's a corner for Bath City, the fourth of the game, I do believe. And we are 28 minutes in. It's Hampton and Richmond Borough 1. Bath City
certainly
nil.
Bath's best spell of the game, last 2 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
Swing another ball in, everyone's in the box.
Ball swings in, and it looks fairly, one of those ones where the defender comes up, heads it wide, and nothing, Nothing
might
really much
have gone
happens.
against his own man there. Nobody
Yeah,
marking.
it is.
Well
Worth mentioning, actually, as it has been mentioned on our Twitter to the left of me by James Reed. Very good press officer at Hampton and Richmond Borough. Dean Inman's first goal of the season, James. Is that right? Apparently so. Yeah. That's what our website says. So yeah. So if it's wrong, then it's Rob. It's your fault. And Rob, you're probably listening in. But yeah, we do believe that's Dean Inman's first goal of the season. And yeah, probably halfway through the season, probably would have expected a couple more from Dean Inman. But anyway, he's got off the mark tonight, and the Beavers are 1-0 up. And David Fisher having a great game. Zach Robinson in front of us. Great feet once again. Playing right wing at the moment. But yeah, probably got ourselves into trouble there, but it's not a great ball from the Bath City. And Tommy Block's cleared up towards Alan Julian, who doesn't. His kicks are, and that was a bobble. Bill, you playing goal? That was a bobbly goal.
I'd defend him on that one.
Yeah.
That was a bobble. Yes, he may have underhit a couple tonight, but that was definitely 2 or 3 bounces right in front of him.
Exactly. Well, we are having people listening in on the Twitter Spaces, so
and he's now tapping down a few areas in his box.
He is, yeah. Well, the experienced pro knows where the divots are, and
he knows who to blame.
He knows who to blame, yeah. But yeah, it has to be said, the pitch is looking great once again. We've played a lot of football on this in the last few weeks, and in some pretty bad conditions. And Richard Curtis and his ground staff, the volunteers ground staff, have been excellent. And I have to say, thank you very much to all of them for giving us the best pitch possible. And it looks like the ball's gone out for a goal kick, but it has to be said, yeah, well done once again. And it just shows the volunteer capacity at this football club, and all non-league football clubs. You're only as good as your volunteers, and I think our pitch says that for starters, but also all the things that we've been trying to do recently. James Reed to the left of me, another volunteer who's come straight into the football club and made a big impact, almost Zach Robinson-esque, you could argue, but the non-league football club is only as good as its volunteers. So if you want to volunteer, get in touch, media@hamptonfc.net. We'll take all skills, we'll take all abilities, and we're a good bunch. I hope we are a good bunch. We're a nice bunch here at Hampton and Richmond. That's why Bill, who sat next to me, head of content at FotMob, this is the 3rd season that the world's best live score app has sponsored Hampton and Richmond, and that's because Hampton and Richmond Borough and everyone involved in it is an attractive proposition, Bill, would you say?
Oh yes. I mean, obviously we know, you and I both know that non-league football is the lifeblood of football in this
Exactly.
country, and there's no reason why a sports app such as ourselves would not want to be involved in this level of the game.
And we've had some cracking kits in the FotMob years, it has to be said. Despite all that talk of kits and FotMob, please download the app. Bath City have got another corner here, so this is definitely the best spell of their game for Bath City, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, without a concrete chance, they seem to be. I mean, I don't think the Beavers are conceding too much territory, but they keep winning these corners, and they're all from deflections.
They are.
There's no clean ball into the box so far.
Thank you very much for joining us here on HLBFC Live /Twitter, HLBFC Twitter Spaces. Bath City corner swings in, it's headed away by the Beavers, which again, Bill, we have to say, they've dealt with them fairly well and cleared them most of the time.
Yep, I mean, there's definitely no clear-cut chance from that ball.
I mean, and that is something that we will be relieved at, because we haven't quite dealt with set pieces, by our own admission, by anyone who watches the highlights for Hampton and Richmond Borough, by Gary's admission, anyone who's been involved in the last couple of games, defending set pieces, mainly, to be fair, on occasion, from deeper in our half, lobbed into the box. But yeah, it's good to see that. It's good to see the Beavers being a bit more solid. And Tyrone Rodney's down at the moment, which is not ideal for the Beavers.
I think he won that header from the corner, or at least got the first touch when it came into the box.
And you say he got clattered and maybe landed
I mean, it looks
awkwardly,
like he's
shall we say.
Stretching his hamstrings or his groin there.
And we have to remember we've played an awful lot of games in recent weeks, Hampton and Richmond Borough, and I do believe, James will nod next to me, is Tyrone Rodney played pretty much every game for us in recent weeks? I think he has. So we have to remember that, all these, non-league footballers who, yes, they do get paid, they're part-time, they'll all be in their jobs tomorrow morning, they've all been in their jobs today, and they're playing on a Tuesday night. Football can take its toll, especially at this level. National League South is the last level, if you don't know, is the last level before all full-time football, and you're really on the cusp of full-time football here, but most players here will be treating this as full-time as much as they can in between their jobs, keeping fit, doing the right things. However, you can do all that, but the level of games, Saturday, Tuesday, on top of working, can take their toll. And that will explain why Jake Gray and Jack McKnight also coming back from a big injury and has played 3 minutes and done extremely well, and also can strike a lovely penalty, Jack McKnight. That will explain why they didn't start today, and I think it's fair to say so far, in terms of tactical switch and manpower, the decision has made sense, because David Fisher and Zach Johnfield, who have both come in for those two players, have done extremely well. Hampton and Richmond Borough have just won a free kick on their touchline. It did look like Tommy Block got a little nudge. He may have taken that nudge and run with it, and not run with it, because he's taken a nudge, he's fallen over. But he may have made the most of it, shall we say. But it was presented to him.
It was that, or give away another corner. And he's done the right thing there.
Exactly. So yes, HRBFC Live and Twitter Spaces coverage of Hampton and Richmond Borough versus Bath City. I'm Seb White, Media Director, Hampton and Richmond, and to the right of me, and the other voice you will hear, is Bill Biss, Head of Content at FOTMob, the great sponsors of Hampton and Richmond Borough. Download the app and follow, and make Hampton and Richmond Borough your favourite team, and you'll get notifications wherever you are of what's happening with Hampton and Richmond Borough. You can make another team a favourite team. You can make other players. So my favourite players on the FOTMob app is mainly Ryan Hill, Orsi Dodomo, ex-Hampton and Richmond Borough players. I like to keep an eye on, shall we say, and yeah.
It is exactly, that is a perfect feature that we have.
Yeah.
And a lot of our followers from Norway, where FOTMob originates, they are very much into following Norwegian players abroad.
There you are, yeah.
And that is a key feature of ours. So you can get your alerts whenever they start a game, whenever they score, whenever.
Well, you can choose, can't you, Bill? You can choose.
Anybody.
This might sound like an advert, but it's genuinely not. I think FOTMob's brilliant, and I'm not just saying that. It really is genuinely insightful and keeps me up to date with non-league football. But Brandon Barsley's trying to find a bit of space. He's been given offside there, but just making sure. I thought there was a bit of technical issue, but you can still hear us. Yeah, Brandon Barsley a bit quieter in the last 10-15 minutes. But to be fair, Hampton and Richmond Borough going forward have been a bit quieter as well. So it's been a bit more Bath City in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Not less 10 minutes or so. And Hampton and Richmond Borough have dealt well. And as I say, that Dean Inman header looked like a foul on Zach Robinson there. Anyway, Bath City on the tap, but we do seem to be. I hope it's not a case of commentators' curse. We do seem to be dealing well defensively, and James Reed to the left of me, who's seen the games, doing our Twitter tonight amongst many other things, shakes his head in agreement as if we are defending. This is a more solid performance, and I just say that there's Terrell Miller-Ronley, a battler, a biter, tapping at the heels of the number 10 for Bath City, Tom Smith. But it has to be said, Bath City have had a better game, but that's a great header from Rui Donaldson.
It does feel like after the goal.
Brandon Barsley nearly stole possession there.
It does feel after the goal that Hampton have sat back a little deeper.
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
They have definitely soaked up everything that's been thrown at them so far.
Oh, it's well controlled by Bath City, and it's a deflected shot that's going to go out for it. No, it's not going to. It is a corner. The linesman has flagged. Looks like Alan Julian, and Alan Julian is absolutely furious. And I will say, in Alan Julian's defence, the linesman is on the far side, so he's had to see through the goal, through the net, and through Alan Julian's body to determine whether that's gone out. The referee's got a much better view of that, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, judging by the keeper's reaction, he's now been called over to the referee due to the level of his complaints.
We have seen Alan Julian.
It doesn't seem like the kind of goalkeeper who would.
All I'll say is how the hell the linesman has seen that. I don't know, because he has had to look through all those things. I'm not saying it wasn't, but he's got pretty good eyesight to go through there. And the referee there, we've seen referees in overall, assistants.
I think he's booking him.
He's booking him for his protestations. And look, Jules is not afraid to say it how it is. whether that's your teammates, your referees, even the fans behind the goal sometimes. He does have great rapport with away fans, and it's always great to see. But he's been booked for that, and Bath City, probably 6th corner now, swings the ball in. Hampton have dealt well with it again, but they need to get the ball clear. It's well deflected. It's going to be another corner. Well done, Brandon Barsi there, defending well. You know, you've got to do the dirty stuff well, and Brandon Barsi's done it well there.
And the linesman's coming under a bit of attention now. Now the ball's down
I
in his corner.
It's interesting. Anyway, Bill, look busy. Yeah, the boss is listening. Welcome, Kurt from Norway. Anyway, 7th corner from Bath City, flying in here, and Hampton Richmond Borough have dealt with it extremely well. I would say they've headed 6 out of the 7 corners away and done well. But there's only so many times you can keep giving corners away. There's only so many times you can get the ball, keep swinging into the box and not deal with it, and something happens. Anyway, Tommy Block, that is a foul there. It might have been strong, but I think it was probably a foul.
It was a block tackle, I'd say.
It was a block tackle from Tommy Block. Very good, very good. Tommy Block on loan from Woking. We've played 40 minutes of this game. Bath City have definitely had the better of the last 10-15 minutes. Without too many clear-cut chances, but I hope I haven't just done a commentator's curse there. The ball's going to be swung in by Bath City now. And it's well dealt. Dean Inman heads it. It's offside. Offside or a foul, actually? I think it's a foul because Kyron Fowl was down on the ground. But it has to be said, the Beavers have dealt extremely well with defensively tonight. And that's something that, given the last 2 games, has been definitely an area for improvement. And so far, so good for the Beavers. If you are joining us either on Twitter Spaces or HRBFC Live, it's Hampton and Richmond Borough 1, Bath City 0. I'm here with Bill Biss from FOTMob. And
coming into this game cold, having not seen the Beavers this season, I don't know what you're all complaining about.
Yeah. To be fair.
This is incredibly solid.
This is solid, yeah. No, it's very true. It is very true. And I think it's fair to say that, you are seeing us at our best defensively tonight. And as the Hampton and Richmond Borough faithful march past. Yes, please, Guinness. Guinness, please. Of ordering my beer there as the fans walk past in front of us. If you haven't been to the Bev before, the main stand, the lovely old traditional main stand, is where we are in the press box, front row, so we get all the fans walking past us, go into the bar, and we get very jealous. But please do come to the Bev if you haven't been to the Bev. If you're listening to this for however you've heard of this, whether it's Twitter Spaces, HRBFC Live, our Twitter, come to the Bev. It's a really good place to watch football. Under the lights. The Beavers have got a corner. It's swung into the far post. Dean Inman, free header! It's 2-0 to the Beavers! Dean Inman, free as a bird on the far post this time. Apologies for the level. The levels have probably gone up off the scale there. Dean Inman scores for the Beavers. He makes it 2. It's 2-0 Hampton and Richmond Borough. Free header from a corner. Once again, Bill, the FOTMob app has come up here, hasn't it, and said, that's quick, isn't it, Bob? That shows you how quick it is. Brilliant. Well done, Dean Inman. Dean Inman's chatting and having a laugh with some of the fans on the sideline, and rightly he should. 2 goals tonight. Bill, carbon copy.
Well, I don't know. It was a sort of swung to the far post.
It was.
But again, he was completely free.
There we are.
He was completely free.
There we are. And this is good.
And I would say the FOTMob notification came
straight up on my
10
phone.
Seconds. Just want to shout out to the whole team at FOTMob.
Exactly. Well done. And it has to be said, we are looking good if you're a Hampton Richmond Borough fan. It's 2-0 to the Beaver. Great time to score. Let's just use FOTMob for its intended purposes and see what the table is saying. We are obviously jumping much further ahead than we need to be. But at the moment, this puts us 11th. And we are, above Havant at Waterlooville. And we're above, we're obviously jumping above Bath City. At the moment, it's 2-0 at half-time, but Hampton and Richmond Borough looking to get a third goal here. Tyrone Rodney, great in midfield today. Lays the ball towards David Fisher on the left-hand side. And he goes for a goal, it hits the inside of the post. Oh, that was a great effort from David Fisher. What a shame that didn't go in. Oh, what a great effort from David Fisher. Should have been 3 for the Beavers, shouldn't it?
For no fault of their own. That was an amazing effort. I don't quite know how it came back off the post like that.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it bounced out and Yeah, fantastic play from the Beavers.
It came off the inside of the post.
It
but
did.
managed-
It
came
did.
straight out past the goalkeeper. It could have been one of those that knocked the goalkeeper and went back in, but no.
Whoa.
Cut
Here
in
we
well
are.
there.
Here we are on a Tuesday night under the lights at the Bev. One of the best, well, number 44 in the 100 best football grounds of Great Britain, according to a very, very good book, which we will tweet later on. But yeah, number 44 in terms of grounds to visit. So if you haven't been to the Bev before and you're listening to this and thinking, please come along. But anyway, the Beavers are 2-0 up under the lights at the Bev, and it's been a very good first half performance by the Beavers across all levels of the pitch. Defence, midfield and attack, and David Fisher's done extremely well, it has to be said. Not just for that shot there, but I think every player for the Beavers, 7 out of 10, I think. I think it's fair to say. If Zach Robinson's been excellent. Rui Donaldson, I know we've got, I think we've got Rory's dad listening in, or certainly a relation. There's another Donaldson listening in, so hopefully, but Rui Donaldson's been excellent in centre back.
He's definitely doing you proud.
He is doing it. Yeah, he's doing us
Even if
proud.
he
He's
just
doing
remains
us proud, you, and I think it's his dad. We have had conversations. He's doing you proud once again. But anyway, Bath City looking to get a goal back in the end of the first half, but it's well mopped up by the Beavers. It has to be said. Has to be said again. Kyron Farrell looking. He was out of the side for a couple of games, and Leo Hamlin came in, but Kyron's come in and looked like he's not been out of the side, and he's making that position his own again, and fair play to him. Well done, Kyron. He needs compliments. He doesn't always see the he's not the most positive sometimes on Kyron. I don't think make no mistake there. Zach Robinson wins the ball in the final third of the pitch here, once again demonstrating his complete hard work and dedication. And the Beavers have got a throw-in on the left-hand side. If you are joining us, we are just about to hit half-time. It's Hampton and Richmond Borough 2, Bath City 0 on HRBFC Live / Twitter Spaces. And I know there's at least one person in Norway listening to this on our Twitter Spaces.
Interesting to see just below us there, the linesman who caused the controversy with Alan Julian, now making friends with him. Exchanging a couple of nice words after. Just then.
Exactly. But Alan Julian's got a yellow card, so it's something to be careful of. Lovely long throw into the box, free header, and it's gone just over from number 15, David Fisher, who's done, I would say, I think overall 45 minutes. David Fisher's been a standout performer for the Beavers. I think he's been all action, front and back, and well, am I being harsh on Dean Inman there, who scored 2 goals for the Beavers? It really could. Here we go. Second half underway for the Beavers at the Clio Saul Beveree Stadium. If you've never been to the Clio Saul Beveree Stadium, it's a lovely traditional non-league football ground, all jaggedy edges, old different small stands, lovely floodlights, lovely trees, great burgers, and you can have a pint while you're watching the game. And I am having a pint of Guinness, and maybe I'm celebrating a little bit too early, but no, genuinely. It's a cold night, and the Beavers are 1-0 up at the Clio Saul Beveree Stadium. Bill has returned from his half-time activities. He was doing an interview, to be fair, for our documentary, which is being filmed by all-round good guy, an amazing cameraman, Mark George, to document our centenary season, which we cannot wait to show people. But we will, have more on that in the coming weeks and months. But Mark is at every single game. He just interviewed Bill about the link with FOTMob, our great sponsors, 3rd season in our centenary season, and the best live scores app in the world. Anyway, Bill, you've enjoyed the first half there for the Beavers.
Very much so. I mean, it's great to be back here. After too long a break, really. I moved away from London last year, so haven't had the chance
post-COVID, of course, yeah.
But lovely to be back and lovely to see the Beavers in form.
Tommy Block on the right-hand side here, on loan from Woking, who's starting to make that right-back position his own, and it's a position, an area that we've struggled with slightly in recent years. In terms, we've mainly put midfielders or other defenders there, but Tommy Block does seem a more natural fit. Okay, we're only 3 games here, but he does seem he's a big lad as well. So we probably need a bit of physicality, certainly at set pieces, and I think that's shown tonight. Bill, Hampton have looked as good in defence as they have going forward. Zach Robinson very unlucky there. But yeah, we have looked solid, haven't we, Bill? I hope we don't live to regret that.
No, definitely.
Zach Dronfield
Again, broke up the ball there.
Yeah, Zach Dronfield picks the ball up. I think it has to be said, the energy and the urgency from the Beavers has been really impressive this game, and it must be noted that it was, as I say this, Karen Farrell swings the ball in, but it's well cleared by Bath City. It must be noted that after a great performance against Dartford, it really was a great performance against Dartford, could have come away with all 3 points. Gary McCann wasn't afraid to give Jake Gray and Jack McKnight a little bit of a rest after a lot of football in recent weeks. And I think we've seen that seen the benefit of that with David Fisher and Zach Dronfield looking really good.
This is the other benefit of Tommy Block is his long throws.
And also, don't forget, Dean Inman's on a hat-trick here, and we'll never hear the bloody end of it if he does score a third, by the way. But I'll take that if it means we win three. He scores a third. But Zach Dronfield wins the ball again. He's been all action, Zach Dronfield, in his second loan spell for the Beavers from Wealdstone. One of the nicest guys. I say guys. He's only a youngster, and he's half my age, but one of the very good guys, Zach Dronfield, and in his second spell at the Beavers on loan from Wealdstone. He's found it slightly more difficult, but it's been a very, very good performance this time around from young Zach. We've got two Zachs, of course, Zach Dronfield and Zach Robinson, who I have mentioned a number of times, and I will continue to mention, probably. He's been excellent since he stepped in the door from AFC Wimbledon. But Brandon Barzy, talking about excellent, here's Brandon Barzy on the right wing here. The young lad has tried to find his way through, but he's been snuffed out a little bit there. But again, well played from Tyrell Miller-Rodney to win that ball back. Bill, he's been excellent, hasn't he, Tyrell Miller-Rodney? I don't think we mentioned him actually towards the end of this first half, but
no,
he's been excellent today.
He would be a shout for my man of the match so far, in terms of leading as a captain. Playing a central midfield role, which is new to me. I know he has played there in the past, but I haven't seen him so much. Looks very strong in the middle there. Shrugging off a challenge.
The longest serving player at the Beavers. There's been a lot of changes at the Beavers in recent weeks. And yes, Tyrell Miller-Rodney has been here since Gary McCann walked through the door. And it feels weird to even think that there was a team before Gary McCann, just because I've got to know him extremely well and been very close to the media and the player side of things. But yeah, Tyrell Miller-Rodney, the only player that's been here from the very start of the Gary McCann era, and here he's been very good. And like I said, there's been a lot of changes at the Beavers in recent weeks, and it's been well documented, the reasons and whys and what fors. But are we slightly turning a corner here? Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, which I'm in danger of doing at the best of times. But hey, if you can't be positive as a football fan, then what's the point in coming? But Dean Inman on the right-hand side is going to... No, it's not actually Dean Inman. It's Kyron Farrell, who again has come in the side and back in the side the last two. This is his second game back to replace Leo Hamden. And it has to be said, he's taken his return very well. And yeah, there's no doubt about it. On this day, there aren't many better left-backs than Kyron Farrell in this division. There's no doubt about it. And sometimes Kyron needs to remember that, because he really is a quality footballer.
So I say Beavers are blessed with two quality left-backs. Will Donaldson, if he was playing...
exactly, also true.
Playing in his normal role, but as we talk, he's playing very well as a centre-back.
Very true. And Rui Donaldson, I'm not just saying this because I know Ewan's listening, but Rui Donaldson, we're not supposed to have favourites, but Rui is one of my favourites. Just because, he's all action, he's always going to answer. He's played centre-back for the last 3 games and filled in so well, and very rarely looks out of place. But was also brilliant going forward. And for those who don't know, and again, I'm very lucky to be close to the Beavers squad and the Beavers staff. There's not many players fitter in this division, I would argue, than Rui Donaldson. He's on occasion, certainly in the summer and pre-season, he's known to cycle to pre-season training and then cycle back. And there's a good few miles, as well as the arduous pre-season training. So that just shows the level of fitness and the level of dedication that Rui, and that's what most of the players in this team demonstrate. Mark Finley, our incredible physio and fitness coach. The Beavers are extremely lucky to have someone of his calibre. And these are the players that are going to have the energy, hopefully, and the fitness going in towards the second half of this season. The first season hasn't been as we would have liked, there's no doubt about it. We came in with big expectations, maybe over expectation, but we certainly aren't where we would like to be or where we think we should be. Can we get there? That only time will tell. But if we carry on and get 3 points here, it's going to be another step in that journey to get back into those playoff positions.
A long break and play here for one of the Bath City players. I think it's Tom
10,
Smith. Yeah, he's been down for a long time. He's going to have to go off the field, but looks like he'll carry on. One's supposed to be one of Bath's most exciting players, but hasn't
They've been well marshalled, haven't they? Yeah, and it has to be said, there are quite a few. And the ball goes in the box. It's Dean Inman heading away, this time away from his own goal rather than towards the opposition. And it looked like it was going to go out for a goal kick, but to be fair, Bath City have challenged that down. That's well played by Sam Deadfield, another player who has come back into it in recent weeks. You know, again, like Hampton, has he been as good as he can be this season? Injury has affected him, of course, no doubt about it, but again, on his day, there aren't many better centre midfielders in this division than Sam Deadfield, and we're starting to see more and more of that quality and temperament. And one thing I like about Sam Deadfield, beautiful passer of the ball, beautiful technician, but he will get stuck in where when he can. So, which is what you need in midfield. And again, we look at the bench. You've got Leo Hamlin, the left-sided midfielder left-sided defender, should we say, on loan from Woking. We've got Jerome Slew, who was scoring goals for fun at the start of the season, has found it slightly more difficult in more recent weeks, it has to be said, but what a great option to have on the bench. Jake Gray, again, we're talking about favourites. He's my him and Rui are my favourites. Am I saying that? Dean Inman and Jules. Anyway, whatever. Shane Dunn, the midfielder from Woking, and Jack McKnight, who's been excellent since. Yeah, it looks like Bath are going to make a change. And Bill, 10 minutes in, we should probably talk more about the match than the but we'll let Paul Barker call this. Can the microphone pick it up? 20. 11. Elliot Freer. Tom Richards, is it? Tom Richards is coming on for Bath City. And they do need to do something, don't they, Bill? I mean... Oh no, I think it was Tom Smith, was it? I think that might have been.
I think they got the wrong number there.
Yeah, it has happened, to be fair, and we had this last time. He's on the pitch.
They're both on the pitch.
And they're both on the pitch. No, 21 was it? Dylan Kaji.
Yes.
21. Dylan Kaji has come off. Apart from a very wild strike in the first half, not done too much, but the Beavers have just, with that change in impetus and a change in formation maybe from Bath City, they've got to hold their own. And look at Zach Robinson there. He makes the defenders work all the time. And there's a lot to be said. Here we go, as I say this. Bath City on the attack now, and Beavers have got to stay firm and stay as solid as they have been. It's a shot, well blocked by Tyrrell. Oh, it was a great shot. Defended very well.
I mean, that was their best chance.
That was their best chance. It was a shot from their number 11, deflected into the path. I think it was it Tom Smith?
I think it was Ben Seymour.
Was it Ben Seymour with a shot flashed across goal? And arguably, it wouldn't have been the biggest surprise in the world if that had gone in the net, would it?
No, I mean, it looked like a goal from here. And somehow it's gone wide.
It's fair to say Alan Julian was not impressed with the defending there, and that's a warning sign for the Beavers, a big warning sign for the Beavers. The first real chance for Bath City, I would argue, in this game, and it has just gone wide. So the Beavers, a warning sign there. Tyrell Rodney picks the ball up in midfield, right in front of us. So it looks number 9 there is starting to make Cody Cook is starting to have a bit more of an influence on the game here. And he's just, as I say, that comment looks, deflected. It looked like he kicked the ball.
Feels like Bath have got an extra man in the middle now. I think Cook may be dropping a little deeper. Definitely seems a lot busier in there.
He certainly does.
Consequently, as soon as they made that substitution, they had their first golden opportunity. And they'll be looking for more of that. And Cook now has got the ball, edge of the area. And Beavers again have lost the chance.
We just had a message. We'll do all this in a minute, actually, but it's something I want to answer it's a throw in for Bath City. John is listening to the commentary. Thanks very much. Good commentary. We'll take that. Nice. He said, "What's the crowds like? Want to bring my daughter to her first game soon?" John, we are a very, very family-friendly club at Hampton and Richmond Borough. There are a lot of kids. There are a lot of kids here tonight, to be fair, even though it is a Tuesday night. But honestly, I brought my daughter on a number of occasions. I wouldn't hesitate. It's a great family atmosphere here, and John, please come along. Bring your daughter. Send us a DM, and we'll maybe we'll get an introduction with some of the players or something like that. But yeah, John, thanks very much for your message. Wouldn't hesitate to come to the Beveree. It's a lovely place to watch football, and it's very, very family friendly.
And my toddler, my daughter, she would highly recommend the chips. So
exactly. The food is good. The food as well is good as well. We do have the Beavers Tuck Shop, which has not been able to open due to COVID reasons, because we have lots of penny sweets and things like that. But maybe we should get that back open. But yeah, John, thanks very much for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of the commentary. Please let us know if you're coming down to the Bev soon. I really would recommend it. I came down on a one-off 5 years ago, and I'm doing the commentary, so you don't want to get too involved in that. But you might have heard a big loud bang there. Dean Nimman right in front of us, looking for the hat trick. Looking for his hat trick at some point. But yes, there's still a long way to go in this game. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, even though it is fun being 2-0 up at home.
Big shout out to the non-league dog that's walked past us a couple of times.
Again, dogs, if you're listening in and you're thinking, I've got a dog, can I bring the dog to Hampton Richmond? Absolutely, as long as they're on the lead. As long as all dogs and children are on leads, but they're all acceptable. Sorry, no, just dogs. No, genuinely, again, bring your dog, bring your friends, honestly, it's really good fun here. It is. Brandon Bars, that's a foul there. Sam Deadfield's gone down in a bit of a heap. It's just a yellow, isn't it? We see this sometimes, Bill, don't we, in football? It's just a yellow, that, I think.
I think the defenders were choosing the opportunity as they run into the box to have a word with the referee as they passed.
Yeah,
but really, it wasn't much of a...
Exactly.
I mean, it looked like a bit of ill discipline, but I think they were just having a word on their way into the box, because this is a lovely position for a free kick to swing it in.
Yeah.
Kyron
Farrell on the left-hand side. John, before I forget as well, you're a Chelsea fan, but I looked at CFC and there's a picture of you, and I think it's Asbel Lequeta in your pictures. Gary McCann, the manager of Hampton Richmond Borough, season ticket holder at Chelsea. So, how many more reasons do you need to come to the Beveree? Obviously, when he's not manager. But anyway, Kyron Farrell swings the ball into the edge of the box. Zach Johnfield heads it in. That looked like it might have been a bit of a hefty challenge, I have to say. But the referee says no. Bit dazed, and the Hampton Richmond Borough still on the left-hand side attack. It looks like some of the fans are over there are calling for a penalty almost, but it's gone the other way. But anyway, if you are just joining us, we're 15 minutes into the second half. You are listening to live coverage on hrbfc.live, and also trialling Twitter Spaces tonight of Hampton and Richmond Borough versus Bath City. It's 2-0 to the hosts at the moment, and we have got 30 minutes left of this game. And the Beavers are looking in control. Oh, unfortunately for Brandon Barsley, the ball just stuck under his foot. Yeah, he's disappointing there. Disappointing in the fact that we look like he might be able to break free, Brandon Barsley. We saw a couple of flashes early on, but yeah, it's a chance for him to really stake his claim, and he did do in the first game. He has done in the first half here. He stretches it. But we have got some good options on the bench, and we have got a big game against Ebbsfleet on Saturday. And Ebbsfleet, obviously, fresh off the defeat to the 5-1 defeat, shall we say, to Dorking. And I think they're still. Let's have a look at the FOT. Let's have a look, see what the FOT Mob app's saying. FOT Mob, the sponsors.
Dulwich definitely gone a goal down.
For the third season, FOT Mob are the sponsors of Hampton and Richmond Borough. We much appreciate the Best Live Score app in football sponsoring us. It's made a massive difference in some very, very, very testing times for all of football, but certainly Hampton and Richmond Borough Football Club. And the ball is ping-ponging around, a bit of head tennis there, probably 4 or 5 bits of head tennis there. And Dean Inman finds Sam Deadfield extremely well on the left-hand side. Now, if this ends up in a goal, then Dean Inman will not hear the end of it. But it has been well defended by Bath City, and it's going to be Zach Johnfield, is it? No, Karen Farrell, sorry, on the left-hand side, but it's well blocked and cleared by Bath City. But Bill, just want Hampton and Richmond Borough to keep the ball down this end a bit, which they are at the moment. But yeah, just to keep keep the ball down this end and just make sure that we don't get do anything too silly.
Yeah, there's been a couple of breaks in play. Bath City players going down. It's number 16, the sub Tom Richards was booked for the challenge that led to the last free kick. Yeah, I mean it's getting a bit messier now. But
It's getting messy, but I think if you're the Hampton Richmond Borough fan, you'll take it. But the attendance tonight is on this very, very cold night, and also the third Tuesday night game in a row is 369. Thank you very, very much for everyone who's attended, but they won't be able to hear that because they're listening. They're not listening to the Radio Beaver, unless there are some real hardcore fans listening in while they're watching the game. But yeah, 369. I've got to say that is very good because it's bloody freezing. Let's not put too fine a point on it. And yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of football at the Beveree, and we're at home again next year. We are at home again next week, aren't we? Eastbourne Borough. I keep getting confused and then we've got Oxford City at home the following Saturday. So come along to the Bev. There's plenty of football to be seen, plenty of burgers to be eaten, plenty of pints to be drunk, and hopefully plenty of goals to be seen. But hopefully we get some more goals in this game because hopefully Hampton Richmond Borough persuasion. But yeah, it's still 2-0 and we've got 19 minutes played in the second half.
yeah,
Bath City on the attack, and it's Cook again posing a bit more danger. He's definitely, you're right, Bill, he's definitely dropping into more dangerous positions, and we need to make sure that we deal with this better than we have done so far. Probably corner number 9. Should we be keeping count? Probably, but come on. It's not. Anyway, the ball swings in. Once again, it's headed clear by the Beavers, but only at the edge of the box. And this time around, it's to the far post. And it goes out for another corner. It's well deflected there by Rui Donaldson. Well done there. And it needed to be because it looked like it was clear, but then it wasn't. It was put back into the danger zone. Hampton had to deal with it. Probably corner number 9 or 10 for Bath City, but sooner or later this will tell. And the ball's and it's gone into the edge of the box. And unbelievably, it's hit the post and bounced out. Honestly, I am absolutely staggered that has not gone in. Staggered. And the Bath City is still on the attack here. And Hampton and Richmond Borough need to get a grip back on this game, and with that free kick, well, this is how quick it is. The guy who's doing the data has just said the goal had gone in. Did that look like all the world a goal, didn't it, Bill?
I mean, if you're following on from don't worry, that did not go in.
Yeah.
That did not go in.
And
I think the corner was headed across. It was met at the near post, flashed across to the back post. I think it was Jordan Dyer, unmarked, or just because it was the second ball in, and he managed to knock it against the crossbar from all of 4 yards.
Unbelievable that was. Unbelievable. I honestly, I'm staggered that has not ended up in a goal, and that has to be another big warning sign for the Beavers. But as I say that, Brandon Barzy on the right-hand side and going towards the penalty box, cuts inside, lovely skill, goes for a goal, and it just goes wide. A real flash of brilliance there from Brandon Barzy to create that chance. He cut inside, lovely. He's got his socks pulled down around his ankles. He has the world's smallest shin pads. Jack Grealish mustn't be using them tonight. He's given them to Brandon Barzy instead, but good chance for the Beavers and a chance for them to put the game to bed. But with not just a chance, an almost certain goal for Bath City moments ago, the Beavers have got to get back into this game a little bit, haven't they, Bill?
Yeah, I mean,
lovely touch from Tom Smith. He's sent in the field, by the way. But anyway.
I mean, that was all down to Brandon Barzy, that chance.
Ball comes in.
Alan Julian's almost fumbled the ball.
Yeah, and it doesn't normally happen. You're so used to him keeping the ball, Alan Julian, that you very rarely think that he's going to drop it. And just for a split second, it just went down a little bit down his chest, but only a little bit, and not enough to spill from his grasp. Zach Robinson fouled there. Now then, I wonder what we on. 20 minutes gone, so we are 65 minutes in. I wonder if Hampton and Richmond Borough might be looking to make a change at some point soon. I might be wrong, but who have we got on the bench? Is it a chance to bring someone of the pace and quality? Jake Gray does arguably need a rest, but bring him on for the last 20, would you say? Or Shane Dunn, the new signing, Shane Dunn in centre midfield. Dean Inman's won the header in the penalty box from a free kick. Heads it across towards Tommy Block, who goes for goal. and it's offside. But yes, so yeah, I do wonder if Hampton might make a sub. I can't see any movement on the bench over there, and it is a very cold night. So yeah, you would think they would. It's well done by Tommy Block. Tommy Block's done really well today. James, you've seen the last couple of games, and he's just to the left of me. Done well, Andy, Tommy Block. Yep. He's going to shake his head and say yes. Yes. He isn't just saying that because.
That is a lovely little throw. That.
He has done well though. He has. The defence has played well. The defence has played well, and they will have to play extremely well again on Saturday. Oof. That's a terrible foul, and
that's number 16's already
booked. Number 16, yellow card.
He's already been booked. He's the substitute.
And the 16 is off, and the Bath City, and it's a terrible foul. You heard me say it straight away, and yeah, I mean, not even if. Oh God, it was. I would almost argue that was an orange card, but frustration there. David Fisher looked to go down the wing, and he was totally taken out by the number 16. Tom Richards, the sub.
Yeah, he was booked already.
Bloody hell, sorry. Yeah. Oh God, I hadn't quite been keeping touch with that one, and he's off. So you would like to think, and if you are listening, if you are a Bath City Persuasion and you are listening to HRBFC Live or us live on Twitter Spaces, then thank you, but you probably should be listening to Radio Bath, which is brilliant, which is so good, honestly. It's the best commentary in the league, there's no doubt about it. But you would be very disappointed because your team has gone down to 10 men, Hampton and Richmond Borough 2-0 up, and Bill, I don't want to live to regret this, but it's Hampton's to lose now with 22 minutes to go. I mean, we're 2-0 up at home.
You feel like
that might come and bounce in front of us here.
Oh, this could be our ball.
Oh no! I'll tell you what, it's a lovely touch from the Seymour, isn't it? But Brandon Barzi's won it, and he's done well there. He's got magic in his boots, that Brandon Bar. Oh, he's done extremely well to cut inside. He goes towards goal. No, actually, I think he was trying to cross. I might be wrong, but either way, it hasn't quite worked. But Brandon Barzi, he's got magic and fire in his boots at the moment, and he makes things happen. There's almost a hush, and there's almost people are on the edge of that. You know, he just brings something to the party. Well done, Brandon Barzi. But unfortunately, on this occasion, it didn't end up in a goal.
That was exciting. He
is exciting. Phil, you haven't seen him in more recent weeks, but he does. He's dare I say, an old-fashioned winger. I don't see too many of them now, but as I say that, Tommy Block on the right-hand side, and he's purposeful on going, and it's very, very deep cross, but Zach Robinson tries to flick it towards David Fisher, and it's not the worst idea in the world. He regains possession in the box again. Honestly,
footwork
great.
Is amazing.
His footwork is incredible, and I think he's got a lot of, and his work rate. He's just won. The work rate from David Fisher. I think you've got to say here. I know, a bit of insider knowledge, if you can call it that. I did an interview with Mark Robinson, the then academy coach at AFC Wimbledon 2 or 3 years ago, and he was just a breath of fresh air and one of the best people I've ever interviewed in terms of football, and how the youth players, how important they are, and how they can be built up, and how they can, on and off the pitch, they have to be good people as well as on the pitch. And Zach Robinson and David Fisher are an absolute credit to AFC Wimbledon in terms of work rate, in terms of quality, in terms of personality, and they really are. And loan deals are hard at this level because you get a lot of academy players and young players that probably might not fancy it. But in those two, it has to be said, we are very, very lucky to have them at this football club, I have to say. Anyway, it's Hampton and Richmond 2, Bath City 0, Bath City down to 10 men. And it's the Beavers' game to lose here. It has to be said. I hope that isn't clipped out and used on some sort of social media shenanigans in a few days' time. But it is really Hampton and Richmond Borough's game to lose. Bill, you would agree with me, even as
Yeah, definitely. You'd like to think one more goal now would kill the game off. If it comes from Brandon Barzi, I think that would be the complete performance from him.
It would.
Yeah, I would let him get his goal and take him off.
Yeah, he's been excellent.
Wrap him up for Saturday. But yeah, what would Dean Inman be like if he does score that?
He'd be unbearable to almost all concerned. staff, players, fans. But I'd take it every step of the way. Yeah. All I'm saying is we've just been joined by our commentator from last week, head of academy and academy manager. A look at that lovely touch from Brandon Barzy again. Honestly, he is lovely to watch. And Tyrell Miller-Rodney through on goal. Is this going to be the third goal for the Beavers? Yes! Tyrell Miller-Rodney! 3-0 the Beavers. What a move that is. Started by Brandon Barzy, not too far in front of us, just in front of the commentary box. He set Tyrell Miller-Rodney through. And look, I have said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it 3 times. Shooting is not his strong point from Tyrell Miller-Rodney, but through on goal, clean, 1-on-1. He slotted it home. That should be the 3 points for the Beavers, Bill.
That's exactly what we've been talking about. I mean, it didn't come from Barzy. Well, it did come from Barzy, but
yeah.
He didn't actually score the goal, but he was definitely involved in the build-up. And Miller-Rodney just strode onto the loose ball, in 1-on-1. Looked like he was thinking about it too much, but then he did exactly the right thing, put it straight towards the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper dived out.
Brilliant. And they are going to make a sub now. Sam Deadfield done extremely well today. Shane Dunn, the Irishman, who's recently joined us. Well played, Beavers. Honestly, that was good. I'm enjoying it, and I'm enjoying this. Why not? Why shouldn't we enjoy it? I think Barzy's been fantastic, and he's proved there. But let's quickly run through the other scores in the National League. Braintree 2, Welling 2. Welling have come back into that game. They were 2-0 down. And now they're back to 2-2, which is, we were talking about how good Braintree were. Chippenham 3, St Albans 1, Dartford 0, Concord 0. Dulwich have scored since against Eastbourne. I think it's Sekajar, isn't it, how you say his name? He scored a brace on Saturday. He's just equalised for Dulwich Hamlet. Hampton 3, Bath City 0. Hemel Hempstead 1, Hungerford 0. That's a bit of a turn up for the books. Hungerford in the playoff positions before tonight. And would you argue turn up for the books? I think I would, because Ebbsfleet, we know how good Ebbsfleet are. Maidstone 3, Ebbsfleet United 0. Ebbsfleet have conceded 8 goals in 2 games. And they, does that make them dangerous when we play them on Saturday? Well, we'll soon find out on Saturday, and you will be joined on commentary, Radio Beaver, maybe Twitter Spaces. James, who is it on Saturday? Is it you and, at the moment, it might be you and Ben Harrison Hyde maybe, or you and Rob, I don't know. But Rob, if you are listening, he might not be, he might be asleep by now. He works early, Rob, so he won't, he might have turned it off after going 3-0 up, But Rob, if you are listening, get your voice ready, because we've got a big game now against Ebbsfleet, because Hampton and Richmond Borough's 3-0 win tonight, or 3-0 lead, 3 points tonight. Let's just leave it at that, because if they do manage to mess it up from this point, I would be very upset, and I wouldn't be no use to anyone. I'm just trying to find out where we are on the table. But yeah, thanks for joining us. If you are listening on HRBFC Live and Twitter Spaces, look, we try and make it a bit irreverent. We try and add a bit of fun to it. We are Hampton and Richmond Borough fans, but Hampton and Richmond Borough are now 12th in the table. Eastbourne.
We've gone down a place.
We have gone down a place. Oh, it's a lovely shot, Brandon Barzy. Oh no! Oh, Zach Robinson. Is he offside? He's offside. Right, we've hit the crossbar twice. For God's sake! Sorry, I was looking at the table. I was looking at the FOTMob table. But Zach Robinson, long-range shot. The ball ricocheted off the crossbar. Brandon Barzy then went to header it. Ricocheted off the crossbar again towards Zach Robinson, who slotted it home. But the linesman said offside. We were just looking where Hampton were on the table. Hampton are 12th, 5 places away from the playoffs. 2 games in hand on Chippenham, who are currently in the playoff positions, and 5 points away. So, yes, we need to get even closer, of course. But we've got Ebbsfleet on Saturday, who have gone down to 4th now, given their goal difference actually. But Ebbsfleet are in 4th position. It's going to be a hell of a tough game. We played Ebbsfleet here, probably our best home performance of the season. Maybe this is probably pushing it close in terms of control and composure and work rate. I think it has to be said. As I say that, the ball swings across towards David Fisher, and then we lost there in the FA Cup, which is very disappointing. But we weren't a million miles away again. But Ebbsfleet were particularly impressive that day, and I have to say, I walked out of that game after we lost to Ebbsfleet in the FA Cup thinking that Ebbsfleet would go on and win that league handsomely, but hey, this league is there, is just mad, you know. Hemel beating Hungerford tonight. Ebbsfleet conceding 8 goals in 2 games. It's just topsy-turvy, and that's why we need to make sure that we stick there or stay there or thereabouts, and just keep on the edge.
So following on from Bath's first sub getting booked, and consequently sent off, Hampton's first sub's just been booked, number 11, Shane Dunn. That was the first.
It was a hefty tackle, wasn't it?
First spicy one, I'd say.
Yeah, it was spicy. So you are joining us with 13, 14 minutes left of this game. Hampton and Richmond Borough 3, Bath City 0, in a very good performance from Hampton and Richmond Borough. And I'm extremely pleased for Gary, his staff and the players for building on that great performance against Dartford when they could have taken 3 points, and they really have built on it and looked, Bill, really, apart from a brief spell in maybe early on in the second half, have looked in control most of the game.
Definitely.
You know,
definitely. They've broken up everything in the middle, and in flashes have looked incredibly exciting going forward, and definitely the more dangerous side of the attacking third.
Yep, it has to be said that all of them have put a shift in. Look at Tommy Block here on the right wing position, battling away, and there's Zach Robinson winning the ball again. Oh, it's a hefty tackle from the defender, but Zach Robinson has won the ball. Is he going to go for goal? He's going to lay it off to Brandon Barsley on the right-hand side, who swings a lovely ball towards Zach Robinson, but doesn't quite get there. Zach Dronfield heads it all back in, but yeah, it has to be said, very impressive performance from every man, I would say, in Hampton Richmond Borough's team. I'd find it hard, you know. We're going to make another substitution, and it looks like Jerome Slew's going to come on for, I'm guessing, David Fisher. That's a guess. I might be wrong. Might be Brandon Barsley, who has had 90 minutes. No, he came. Brandon Barsley, excellent, well done. And look, you want a player that gets you off your feet, that gets you excited, gets you thinking that anything can be possible. And I think in the last 2 games, Brandon Barsley has shown that and then some. We've got an exciting player in our hands here, and hopefully we can keep this going, because it could be the difference between Hampton and Richmond Borough. This impetus and energy from Brandon Barsley, it could make a real difference this season. And Bill, this is your first time you've seen him, but you know, you've impressed, yeah? Yeah,
definitely. I think when he went off there, that was the sort of reaction from the 369 people in attendance was probably the biggest cheer of the night. Was just to give him a round of applause for going off. A job well done.
Exactly. And he's
definitely a bigger reaction than any.
We all want a Dean Inman hat-trick, though. Come on, let's be brutally honest. We are. What are we? We are 10 minutes away. Jerome Slew in the edge of the box. Not had much of a look in recent weeks. Come on a sub, but he's done extremely well there to win the ball there, and Bath had to concede a corner. Dean Inman's going up for the corner. Is this the moment? If he gets a hat-trick of headers from the corner, I will not be able to speak to him again. The players won't be able to speak to him again. The staff won't be able to speak to him again, because he will never, ever, ever stop talking about it. But yeah, and rightly so, to be fair to him. But yeah, let's see what happens. There's still a long way. He's got a lot to do. He's hiding behind Rui Donaldson, and a goal ball flashes across goal, but it's going to be cleared by Bath City, and no hat-trick just yet for Dean Inman. But yeah, Kyron Farrell's done extremely well to track back there. He's done extremely well, it has to be said. One of the best left-backs on his day in this league. Hasn't quite hit the standards that we know he can hit this season, but in the last 2 games, he's come in. He's going to have to defend now, and the ball's cut out well by Rui Donaldson. It's probably corner number 10, if not 11, for Bath City, but it hasn't made a difference, has it, Bill?
They've gone short.
They've gone short quickly. So let's see what happens. That's the first time, and the ball swung towards a far post, and the ball's bobbing around in the 6-yard box, and Tyrell Miller-Rodney, and it's another free kick, another corner kick, shall we say, for Bath City. But I know Jules, and I know Jules very well. He wants this clean sheet. You can, and then rightly so. All keepers, I'm not saying it's for the bonus by any stretch of imagination. Jules is an experienced keeper, but he loves a clean sheet, and he'll be desperate to get this. The ball swings in for another corner from Bath City. It's headed towards goal, but it's well headed clear by Rui Donaldson for another corner.
Amazing.
Probably number
Amazing.
12. Corner 12, maybe, I would say?
Probably more, but the last couple cleared from
They've been
underneath the crossbar.
They have, yeah. Jules will be absolutely desperate for this clean sheet. Ball swings in, and it goes far post, and it's a foul from the Bath City player. But it wasn't a million miles away.
It looked like it might have even come off a post there. But
Yeah, it did actually, didn't it? I thought it might have done as
There's
well.
a lot of backspin.
Anyway, if you are just joining us, where the bloody hell have you been? 8 minutes to go. Hampton and Richmond Borough winning 3-0. It's been great. It's been great today for the Beavers, I have to say. It's been a really, really, really good performance from front to back, defensively, in midfield, and going forward. And it's the Gary McCann team that we have been looking for in more recent weeks. We had it against Dartford, don't get me wrong. We had it against Concord as well. We had it against Dorking. But games before that probably less so. But it's been brilliant by Beavers. And Zach Robinson, Bill, you know, you haven't seen the Beavers for a while. Who has impressed you the most? We've mentioned Barzi already, so maybe apart from Barzi, who's impressed you?
I think Miller Rodney as the captain.
Look at Zach Robinson winning the ball on the edge of the box. That's a lovely goal! What a goal that is! He's deserved that. That's his first goal for the Beavers. Second goal. First league goal. Of course, he scored the quickest goal in the Beavers' history. We'll talk about that later on. But Zach Robinson deserves that for not just this game, every game he's been with the Beavers. He has got the ball from nothing there, really, has he, on the edge of the box.
He was complaining about a foul in the build-up there, but he still managed to hold onto the ball. Broke from his man, broke through maybe another defender, and just sort of poked it into the corner.
Brilliant. I'm made up for the lad because, yeah, he scored the fastest goal in Beavers history in a competitive game in the Middlesex Senior Cup after 13 seconds recently. Kyron Farrell, well done, Kyron Farrell. It has to be said. He's been in and out of the side, but the last two games he has slotted in brilliantly, and well done, Kyron. I really hope someone tells you that, because you don't know how good you are. You really don't, and you are a very, very good player. Keep your head up high, and you can keep playing like that, and you know, Hampton will do well, and you'll do well. But you really have done well today. Well done, Kyron. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond Borough 4, Bath City 0. Bill, you can come again. Come back. What are you doing next Tuesday?
Oh yeah, maybe we.
Tommy Block, who's done that again. Another player who's done well. But look at this. They're still going. Tyrell Miller-Rodney in the centre of midfield. But I have to say,
I think I was just trying to list my players that impressed me, and
you were.
Zach Robinson
is just
as his name was about to come out of my.
No, he's done superb, and this is, look. You know, the defeats aren't as bad as you think, and the wins aren't quite as good in a 40-game season. The wins, you know, but it has been tough at times for Beavers in recent months. But good performances against Concord, Dorking, less so against Braintree, but good performance against Dartford. And is this a sign of intent? I don't know. Time will tell. We've got Ebbsfleet. If it doesn't come much tougher than away at Ebbsfleet. David Fisher, who's had an excellent game. He came in to rejuvenate the midfield ever so slightly with Jake Gray, Jack McKnight, who have sat on the bench and put their feet up almost as the Beavers have won 4-0. But I would not be surprised in the slightest if those two come back in the team. It would be unfair slightly, of course, but the way that Jake Gray and Jack McKnight have played in recent weeks, it wouldn't be a surprise. But that's for Gary, and what a decision to make for Gary, or Gary's got to make for Ebbsfleet on Saturday. There's David Fisher. I think he's been brilliant, David Fisher. He's done the dirty stuff really well. Are we going to get 5? Oh, it nearly looked like an own goal. It flashed across goal. But yes, the Beavers. One thing I will say this does, it's good for the goal difference. You know, we have not scored as many goals as we want to this season, and we've conceded too many. But we are on 2 goal difference, and we're level on points with Eastbourne Borough. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the season? After the first game, we beat them 5-1 in the first game, and the fortunes. Well, we were almost level pegs apart from goal difference, and Eastbourne Borough have got 6 extra goals in us. So, yes, very interesting. But let's have a look at the other results. Chippenham Town 3, St Albans 1.
Hemmel's result is the
Hemel, Dulwich still looking to get something against Eastbourne Borough here. just mentioned Eastbourne Borough. Billericay still winning away at Slough Town. With Braintree drawing, this does mean that Billericay will be off the foot of the table, I think. If Mob confirms that to be correct. And who would have thought it this time last Tuesday? Braintree were excellent. They were not the team at the bottom of the table last week, it has to be said. But at the moment, they've slipped back into the bottom of the position. They have got 3 games in hand on Billericay, but they're 2 points behind. And, would you rather have the games? I mean, this is the thing about this league. We've got teams that have played 20 games, 19 games. We've also got teams that have played 24 games. You know, COVID, postponements will play havoc, but you can only win. There's Zach Johnfield who's done. Commentators curse a little bit there, but again, Zach Johnfield's been there. Look at Tyrone Miller-Rodney to the end. I think he's been brilliant, Bill. Yeah. And I think little things like that make me think that as good as everyone else has been, who has been the man of the match from the first minute to the last? Probably, for me, to Miller-Rodney.
I mean, he's marking the Bath danger man, Tom Smith, or so I thought pre-match. He hasn't. Miller-Rodney hasn't given him a look in.
He has, and this
particularly the second half.
What a performance, though. So 4 points from the last 2 games before we face Ebbsfleet away. Now, Ebbsfleet away is going to be a tough game. Let's not make any bones about it. They might have lost the last 2. They might not make them even more fired up. But after that, Hampton and Richmond Borough, home to Eastbourne Borough, then Oxford City. 2 big games at home, and Gary McCann wants to make the Bev a fortress. It hasn't really happened. 2 defeats before this at home. But is this a springboard? And next week, will we know in 10 days' time a bit more if Hampton and Richmond Borough can get in those playoffs? I'd like to think so if they keep playing. Oh, that's a lovely touch from David Fisher on the right-hand side. The edge of the box. David Fisher's not far behind, is he?
Definitely not.
For man of the match. Tommy Block swings the ball in and puts it behind for a goal. That's
swap sides,
goal kick.
David.
Yeah.
Swap sides, David Fisher since the second substitution.
But it's a big performance. Alan Julian wants that clean sheet. 1 minute to go. He's still shouting. If you can't hear him, I'm amazed, because that's one of the loudest I've ever heard.
I couldn't tell you what he's saying, but it's very.
He wants that clean sheet, and look. Alan Julian is the most experienced player in this league. He's also one of the nicest blokes. But I tell you what, you make a mistake on the football pitch, he will tell you, and rightly so, because he knows what he's talking about. David Fisher on the right-hand side now, and we're going to enter injury time the next 10-15 seconds. And the Beavers 4-0 up at the moment, and looking to really make a marker here against a team that were above them in the table tonight. Let's not forget, Bath City were above the Beavers in the table. There's 4 minutes of injury time. 4 minutes of injury time, 4 goals for the Beavers. Bill, I'm going to ask you for your man of the match in a minute.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough, but that is the juicy. There's some sausages going spare as we walk. No. The Bertie Beavers have got a few spare sausages. Come down next Tuesday. We've got Eastbourne Borough at home.
Hopefully not the same sausages.
Not the same sausages. No, definitely not the same sausages. Saturday we've got Oxford. No, I got that right. Oxford City. Huh? Ebbsfleet. Of course. If you come to Kent, you get the train to Ebbsfleet International. You get the Eurostar, but get off early. Don't get caught and go all the way to Paris. But Ebbsfleet, yes, we'd love to see loads of you at Ebbsfleet on Saturday. We appreciate it. It's the second time you'd have to go there this season. Dean Inman hits it long. That man looking for his hat-trick, and he's getting shouted at by Tommy Block. He's getting shouted at by Jules. He's getting really shouted at. The Beavers are 4-0 up, but the Standards do not want to be slipped by the players here. And let's just say the fact that Dean Inman hasn't got his hat-trick he might still, but it's been a very, very impressive performance from start to finish, hasn't it, Bill? From defence, midfield, attack, we have been dominant. Let's be brutally honest. And
definitely, I think players playing out of position, maybe slightly out of form coming into this game. None of that seems to have had any play on this performance. The 2 lines, the midfield line, the defensive line, won absolutely everything. They've broken up every bit of play. It's been brilliant to watch.
It has been good. It has been good, and well done, by the way. On a Tuesday night, it's a bloody long way for all the Bath City fans that have turned up for this. They've seen their side lose 4-0, which, yeah, obviously they were very disappointed about. But yeah, fair play. Each and every one of you has made that trip. To, some of them obviously might be London-based. It's one of the benefits of being in the capital city. But it has to be said, Bill, it's been a great performance for Hampton and Richmond Borough. Hope you've enjoyed it on HRBFC Live and also Twitter Spaces as well. Trialling this out and making sure it all works. Maybe we might have it on for Ebbsfleet, but we'll certainly try again maybe next Tuesday night as well. But Bill, who's your man of the match for the Beavers tonight? You get to choose because you don't.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with Terrell Miller-Rodney. He stood out for me.
Rui, you can have it! Rui, you can have it! Get your shape together! Julio, good.